Just arrived today, actually, in Ottawa at Koyman Galleries. It's such a beautiful space. And Martha and her great team here have hung some of my favorite work. I love the female figure, and especially that sort of solitary figure. That is something that I've been painting for almost 24 years now. I started painting full-time almost 24 years ago, and I had originally wanted to go into fashion design. I did a lot of sewing, and growing up with my grandmother, she had this beautiful room upstairs, and it had her sewing machine and a little easel, and then she had this fabulous shoe closet. So I would sneak up at lunchtime and when I was home from school at lunch and do a little sewing. Then I'd go over to her easel and, I'd pick up her little wee brush and paint just a little bit. I thought, I'm going to get in so much trouble. And then I'd put on a little pair of shoes. She had size 5 heels and tippy-tappy around for a bit and then put everything away and run back downstairs and pretend I had just gone to the washroom and washed my hands and I had gotten ready for lunch. But it was a place that I've always come back to in my mind. And then when I started painting full time, it was about, that process. There was the sewing machine, and then obviously her heels were put away for when it was time to dress up and go out and celebrate. And those little elements keep sneaking back into my paintings. I will often start with a little tiny sketch just for my sketchbooks and just little thumbnails, and I will start with that and create a quick sketch. My jumping off point is almost always the face. So I always start with the figure and the face. And from there, just technically, I'll work out the proportions and the composition of the painting. Oftentimes, the movement in it and the dress in it and how I'm going to activate the painting will come from there. So it is a bit of a more, here's the person, here's the face, here's the flesh tones and what I'm going to build on. I think you could probably tell, but I love painting lips too. So lips are important, eyes not so much. My noses are often quite cute. Toes often look like noses too, so they're kind of interchangeable. That's just something I happened to notice and someone pointed out to me. I think I've been very fortunate to do something that I really love. And I love creating and especially painting. I've tried a few different mediums, many different mediums, and I keep coming back to oil painting, and it's the use of color. Often my paintings will have kind of a flattened background, and it sort of pushes the figure out a little bit more. And then I will switch it up every now and again and try for this a bit more perspective, a little bit more depth, something that might allude to a little event or something playful in it. I know when a painting is finished now, but when I started painting 24 years ago, I probably ruined as many paintings as I started. I just kept going on them and going on them. And eventually, as I was painting full-time and maybe 3-4 years in, I started to ruin less, but I started to know when to stop. You have to ruin enough paintings to know when to stop, I think. When you start getting a little tight, and I can kind of feel that. I start getting a little picky about things, and then I painted out that freshness that comes with the beginning of a painting, sort of that looseness and those nice gestural brushstrokes. So when I start to lose that, I'm like, okay, no, let's just step back. I remember being distraught. If a painting didn't work out, I almost didn't. It was hard to function for the rest of the day. And I guess I didn't have the confidence in myself that, just keep going. I still feel like I'm a beginning artist at times. It's so exciting. There's so much to learn. So there's nothing, I guess if I was going to tell my younger self, just relax a little bit more, enjoy it. And hopefully I'm doing my best work when I'm 80, 90. It's still to come, yeah.